everybody, back again to do another video. This time I was thinking of making something with free motion stitching with cutting through to the next layer. Now, as usual, I love colour, but I want my hair to be a different colour, a nice bright colour, but also keep some of the colour of its natural state. Anyway, I've got the purple for the sky in the background and green for the hills. So I was going to do this sort of design, and then I'll cut out the outside and then do these bits at the front once I've done the cutting out, because then it will overlay the hare, deciding whether I'm going to do a sitting hare or a jumping hare. And the moon, I'm going to have a nice bright shiny fabric that I'm going to add. I don't know if you can see how shimmery that is, and I've got some iron-on interfacing on it, so I'll cut that out depending on the size that I sew once I've sewn it onto the fabric. So first of all, I'm going to lie out all my colours. I think I'm going to have the green at the front because the grass and things will be at the foreground, and the purple at the back to be the sky, and I'm going to just turn that around so I have the brown at the bottom for the hair and then the green at the front. So I'm just going to check where the brown is and kind of have it in that direction. This is the top, and then attach all those together. Now I've attached them together, a bit of fluff there, so it is flat against this side. So this can either be hand sewn or sewn on the sewing machine. You can choose which you do. Now I'm just going to roughly sketch out my design on there with a chalk pen. So I've done a rough outline of the things I want on there. What I'm going to do is sew around the hair first and actually cut that out, because once I've done that, then I'll go across and cut out the fields so I don't stitch over the top of my hair. I did a couple of designs to have a go and see which I liked best. I decided this might be beautiful, and I might try that another time, but I quite like the full moon for this time. With the moon, you just draw around. I drew around a little jam pot, and just to make it easier for yourself, and it's easier to draw around things then as well. So I'll come back once I've sewn around my hair. So I've sewn around my hair, and this is where you need a really sharp pointy pair of scissors, or if you can't find one, a quick unpick. And then the hair was layer 2, so we only need to take one layer off, so you have to very carefully poke your quick unpick in and cut gently round, hoping that you've only got one layer. Just peep and have a little look. So you just go through one layer, and you see I've got the yellow underneath there, and I'm just going to cut around all the way around, cut all the section out. That's just a bit of thread that goes betwixt the two. That will just come undone, and I'll leave the eye. Come back when I've done that. Don't worry if it looks a bit messy when you're doing it. I've just been nibbling little bits off at a time, just snipping them off and getting closer and closer to the stitching. It'll end up okay in the end, and you know what? Nothing has to be perfect, because nothing is perfect in life, is it? So just keep nibbling little bits off as you go. Ended up with a big pair of scissors. I kept nearly spiking myself with the quick unpick, and you just keep going until it's done. There we go. One hair cut out. It's a little bit rough, but once it's been scratched and fiddled with, it will look a little neater. It actually came out of the hoop while I was trying to do it. So next I'm going to do the moon and the skyline. So that's all attached on there. I'm going to put it back in the hoop, draw my lines here, go around the moon, and then I'll cut out the sky. So I've sewn around the moon, and what I'm going to do now is find my shiny fabric for the moon, turn it over and attach it to the back, and just go over the moon one more time, just so when I cut through to the final moon it'll be in the right place. So I've sewn around the moon and attached the shiny fabric to the back. I just popped a pin in there just to hold it in place as I sewed it, and again sewed along, and then I'm going to cut these bits out. I just thought I'd share with you because I struggle with scissors, them getting blunt, and I use this sharpener and it seems to work for most of the scissors. I do like my orange scissors, I call them, but also I found a nice pointy pair of scissors. I know they're nail scissors, but so I've given those a sharpen as well to see if those will help me cut out the moon and things. I'll give it a go. So I've just cut out the first layer, and actually you could pick any colour you wanted for your moon. I just quite liked the shininess, but what you could always do is cut out your moon in one colour and then do another stitch and have partial one colour and partial another colour. Partially. Just going to keep cutting and going round. I do find the quick unpick is quite handy just to zoom round in a circle. It works quite well. And there's the purple, which will be my sky. Oops, that goes come out of the hoop again. And then we'll go through to the lovely shiny moon that I've got at the back. I'm going to keep going until I've uncovered my moon. I'm almost done. A few more snips. Again, I've changed scissors. And there we have a lovely shiny moon. And we're going to cut out the sky. I might just go around the edge a little bit first, because otherwise it will be flapping around when I'm trying to sew it later. So I'll do just the basic lines around my loop before I cut out the sky. I've sewn around the edge. I've just done little grasses at the bottom and just loops round. You can choose what you do, but as always I love my rainbow cotton. I'll show you the cottons and things I used at the end, save you stopping what you're doing. Next I'm going to cut out the sky, and I think I might cut this bit out and see what colour the fabric is behind it. Make it look slightly different from the grasses here. I'll come back when I've done it. Just wanted to briefly show you. Actually I could have just done 2 layers because this fabric is such amazing colours that I could get away with doing this for the sky and this for the moon. But I'll carry on and get down to the purple layer and leave this field the different colour. It's turned out quite well. I've left a little bit of the lighter fabric and I've just fluffed it up a bit to make it look like there's grasses there. And now I'm going to do some slightly longer grasses with some darker thread, darker green I think, and maybe a couple of lines over the clouds, over the sky for clouds. I've gone around the bottom with some grasses with a couple of different colours, just up and down, no order, just sewing up and down with the sewing machine. And now I'm going to use this lovely purple and blue to do a few wisps over the sky. I might pop just another little piece of fabric on here because this is quite thin, so I might lie something over it just to secure this so it doesn't stretch while I'm doing it. In fact, while I was looking for a little piece of fabric, I found a little piece of wadding, which actually, if I iron it on there, it'll give a little bit of depth to the moon. Maybe, we'll see. I'll just iron it on. I actually really like that. I've added 2 bits in the end. One bit I cut out smaller than my original circle, and then one bigger. I popped the small one on first and ironed it in, so it's just inside there, and it gives it a more of a 3D effect, which is lovely. I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like with the cotton for the cloud effect. Yeah, I've gone over the clouds just with the purple mixed colours, and then I will take it out of the hoop, or put the hoop in the other way, and then stitch a background on it. And that is my Hare picture. I'm very pleased with that. So I'll show you the cottons that I've used. So I love the multicoloured Gutterman cottons. I use them for a lot of things, but there's loads of different colours. The rainbow one was for the edge. This was for around the moon. This just came from the local scrap store. But I just like the shiny colour around the moon. The grasses, the dark grey colour, and the purple for the sky. And again, I have my trusty set of bobbins for the bottom, which need to match if possible, because otherwise sometimes they pull through. It's always good to have them a similar colour. You can't see it too well, but just here the bobbin pulled through. It just added a bit more texture. Anyway, there we are. There's my free motion Hare picture. Thank you for watching.